Hello everyone. Today I'm going to discuss the Thoth Temple of Aramu, which is located in the Numis'OM first stage or overlap into the New Earth star. Now that is the World System 2 frequency we are moving toward receiving and connecting with, following the ascension dynamics, the process that humanity and Gaia are embarking upon at this time. There's so much to consider with all of this, and unfortunately I just cannot possibly go into all of that. There are videos that connect you to the New Earth and more understanding about that, and World System 1 and World System 2 and all of those things. And I will put a link to probably a study list or something like that of those videos in the information box below. But right now, I want to focus on Aramu itself. Now, when Thoth speaks of it as a temple, we have to take that with a grain of salt. Yes, it is going to form for us in our first moment creational font of entering that New Earth paradigm is things that are familiar to us, like a building, a temple, this sort of thing, because it is introducing us into a whole new spectral field. It's not just slamming us in there. I mean, that would not be good. We have to move through a process of receiving it into the new cellular body. In many ways, it's like when you pass from this mortal coil and you go into another magnetic field, but it's not the same because you're taking a body with you. By that I don't mean if you're my age, you're taking this old body with you, or if you're 5, you're taking this little 5-year-old body with you. You're taking the codes, the light codes of the body that you happen to be in at the time, and that doesn't mean you're stuck with that. This is a transference effort. It's moving you into a realm that says, okay, here are the light codes of this particular incarnational body that carries the soul. Now we're going to reform those codes in this so that it is suitable for a World System 2 experience. But it's not going to happen just like overnight. It's not going to happen immediately. You're going through a process. It's like a birthing process. You don't snap your fingers and the baby's born. You go through a process. So, that said, I'm going to be reading to you from the Thoth Stream collective body of my work about Thoth's temple. Now, he's not the only one that has a temple. In other words, when a soul moves into the New Earth experience, they're not necessarily going to wind up in Aramu. There are other master beings that are accommodating this shift. However, you might wind up in another temple, and then all of a sudden, because you're working through some process, you make the decision to move into the Thoth temple. You see? These are frequency zones, and you have a certain amount of free will in regard to that, but it's connected to your higher spiritual intelligence. It's going to be far more clear and accurate than it is right now in this incarnation. So that's kind of how it works. And I will say that the Thoth Temple is very prominent. Thoth has a very strong role. His soul does, and his higher being, which is vast, with this planet, as the truth was for Osiris and Yeshua, the two souls. Well, Osiris was one of the souls of Yeshua, and the pure soul, of course. And there are others, but not many others, that hold that prominent a position in regard to what they're here for, what their focus is. Thoth, you might say, is the master guardian, facilitator, you could use several terms, of the whole ascension process. That's his assignment. Osiris stands pretty much equal with him in most ways in regard to that, but Osiris's role is different. It has to do with the actual dynamic of the process that he holds in his physical, well, let's not use the word physical, in his etheric body. Thoth is more nuts and bolts. Okay, how do we get this done? We're going to do this, this, and this. So I don't want to go on too long about this, but I'm just saying that the Thoth Aramu temple is very prominent. And most of you who are listening to this, whether you've ever even heard of Thoth before or even thought about it, will probably at some point in this process move through the Aramu temple. That's not a guarantee, but I'm saying probably. Now, there's more, and that is, bear in mind as you're hearing all of this information, this is not just about, when the ascension process comes, if I'm in a physical body or not, because you can move through it without a physical body, but you're still taking the codes of the last body you had the experience with. I have to wait until all that happens, and then I'll wind up over there. That's not entirely true. Yes, it is in a formal experience, in a dynamic expression of that, in the moment of ascension. But time is relative, right? And we're in a linear experience here. The new Earth star is not in a linear experience. So as I've said before, you can experience certain aspects of yourself entangling with the new Earth star, with the Temple of Aramu, Numis'OM, all of those things now. It's not the complete spectrum, but it certainly is something that is worthwhile experiencing, because it's helping you to collect yourself for that final, I don't want to use the word final, I guess, but the dynamic of transcendence and moving into that realm when the time is right. We don't need to be bound by timelines in this instance, or in many instances. Now I will begin reading from ThothStream, my knowledge base of all my work through these years, concerning the Temple of Aramu. I will be commenting along the way. The Aramu Temple of Thoth is an etheric temple that plays a significant role in the ascension processes for humanity and the planet. It is described as a pure energy streaming light divine that emanates from the font of Metatron, the full light spectrum of the divine. Now, I also wish to say, remember, this can change forms in the real sense of the word, what the soul in its new embodiment is experiencing. So you might see one kind of a temple one time, and it might seem different at another time and take on more physical embodiment for you. It is hosted within the causal body of Venus. This means Venus's causal body acts like an internet server, helping the old Earth and the new Earth star connect through the intermediary stage of Numis'OM. Now let me explain that. This is something I had forgotten. I honestly had forgotten this part until ThothStream brought this up. But it doesn't mean that Numis'OM is in Venus. This is, again, a streaming situation where Venus is helping out. It is bringing, as the guardian planet of Earth, it is bringing that connection through. But Numis'OM is actually, a realm that spans between this nodal configuration of Venus that's sending out the internet connection from Earth to the new Earth star. So technically it's in the new Earth star, Numis'OM is, but it's not quite because there is this interfluence of connective nodes that's part of the ongoing transfiguration of the new Earth. I know that doesn't make perfect sense, but it's the best I could do. So anyway, to continue. The Aramu temple assumes a specific pattern within Thoth's Akashic field. It is located energetically within the Numis'OM portal to and for the new Earth star. More specifically, the Temple of Thoth sits in the overlap, or var, between the Maharim and the lip of the Star Grail. Numis'OM itself is the developing plane destined to become the new Earth star. Now, the var, the Numis, the Maharim, the lip of the Star Grail, these are all very much Thoth-speak terms, and they address information that he's given me previously. I don't really think we need to go into that. You just get the idea here that's moving into this collective modality, ongoing experience where it's changing its form and becoming the new state of the new Earth star. The term Numis'OM means gathering of the many aspects of the holy word or tone in one breath, one movement of being. The temple is a station of light that is intended to accelerate individuals' ascension processes. Through this acceleration, it helps the collective soul of humanity approach the gateway of ascension known as Light Principle 40. Ultimately, engaging with this passage will activate the 4444 Ascension Stargate and trigger cosmic events designed to alter humanity's DNA forever. And I might add, in a very positive way, creating the pure gem body. Thoth sets forms of ectoplasmic creations within the temple that are basic but morph to various attitudes and details for the individual soul interacting with them, helping to stabilize and open attracted souls to a greater level of their realization in the Numis'OM. It holds key vibrational reference points, or loci, L-O-C-I, that can harmonically infuse one's DNA, forming the basis for lotus-loci energy forms. Enochian Masters also work with this temple, preparing it for a great migration of souls and training certain earth souls to be teachers for the post-ascension era. Now back to the lotus loci. I do have a video on that, and it will go in the study playlist. The lotus loci are in our DNA, are beginning to form in there already, and they will really be far more advanced by the time we even get to Numis'OM, because we will have crossed the flashpoint. But they are also creature-like, and they float in the skies of Numis'OM on occasion, and the New Earth Star in general. And again, I have a video on that. The Temple of Aramu is deeply connected to Thoth himself, as it is encompassed within his enormous energy field. Now, I don't want to go too far into this, but I just feel I need to say, we have Thoth in the inner earth, Thoth Hara. We have Thoth Racemus of Afra, who incarnated actually in Tibet. They went to Atlantis and then went to Egypt. And then we have Thoth Muzurud, his incarnation that came directly from the blue star. We have all these things, all these dimensions of Thoth, but actually, as Usha'el, that's the name he gives it, this is a vast soul being, beyond the beyond. It is up there with the archangelic being of Yeshua and not Yeshua, but the Christic one that entered through Yeshua, and of Osiris and a few of the others. And of course, I have to say, the archangelic Christ, that's even above all of these guys. But the point is, it's one big soul, okay, in very simple terms. And it can project in these various forms. Thoth's mantric name, and you will see it spelled here, and I promise you I have difficulty in pronouncing it, but I really worked on it and I think I have it right, so I'm going to try it here. Thoth ek ementi aimandis. Thoth ek ementi aimandis. That's as close as I can come. Perhaps you can do better. Thoth's mantric name is associated with this work, and his later identification as Thoth represents his threefold path: Thoth, sacred breath communion; Hor, Horus, divine logos; and Ra, solar logos of inscription. Now I know that most people pronounce his name Thoth, and that's not necessarily incorrect, but neither is Thoth, and Thoth seems to be what he wanted me to use from the beginning, so I continued to use it. Direct portals to the Aramu temple are open from Thoth's inner earth retreats, specifically the one beneath Lake Titicaca in South America. The surface world Thoth retreat is in Crestone, Colorado, where I live, and it also provides a way spiritually to experience the Aramu Temple of Thoth. The name Aramu means divine firebird. Thoth notes its similarity to Amaru or Ama-Ra, which means king of the sun or serpent of the sun in the ancient Lemurian Alui language. Bird and serpent were interchangeable, suggesting a deep symbolic connection between these terms. And now, let us look at the states of earthbound awareness and the Numis'OM threshold. The soul is incarnated in the present planetary cycle, experiencing the density of the 3D/4D earth field. Awakening prompts an intuitive draw toward higher light stations via dreams, visions, interplane contact. This phase is about resonance tuning, aligning personal frequencies with the Venus-anchored Numis'OM stream. Thoth's guidance: cultivate intent plus purity of motive plus devotion to service, as these open the vibrational door. The Numis'OM threshold. Entry is often via dream body, meditative vision, or astral projection. Now this is while we're here now in the body. Higher light guides may present symbols, crystalline geometries, the Eye of Metatron, or light codes which attune the soul's subtle bodies to the Numis'OM field. This is where soul record alignment happens, clearing karmic residues that would impede full entry into the temple. And of course, the full entry comes after the flashpoint of LP40. But we can do a lot now, and we can experience a lot and learn a lot through this process. I wish to conclude now with this song of ascent through the gate of Aramu.
Under Idel's shining veil, where the star winds softly sail, there's a temple carved in light, rising from the dream of night. Golden arches call your name, through the portal's silver flame. Come, the path is crystal clear, the new earth star is drawing near. Through the gate of Aramu, the heart remembers what is true. In the halls of thoughts on fire, you'll find the codes your soul requires. Step in light, step in grace. Every star's your birthright place. Through the gate of Aramu. every word the truth retold. In your steps the stargate shines, heaven's pulse in earthly light.